Hello guys, we enjoy making these videos for you guys. I'm just gonna give you a quick note before the video started. The 5 to 6 feet you hear me saying in the video, it's when the outlet is there in the rough stage of the home. You take 5 to 6 feet. That will accommodate for the blade of the fan that's not yet there. But once the fan already installed, like this one right here, you can start your measurement from the tip of that blade 3 feet out. It can be more if the room is big enough. And your smoke also can go 12 inches below the ceiling. Why? Sometimes you got a fan, the room is too small. Sometimes you got a fan, you got vent, you got resistant, and you got like sometimes water sprinklers. All depends. Sometimes an apartment and condos, sometimes they have water sprinkler. All these things are on your way. You can't even install your smoke. You can put it below ceiling. The lowest you can put it below ceiling is 12 inches. For your smoke, if your room is slopped, like pretty much have a deeper end, put your smoke in a deeper end. Like you see in the picture, the red, that's the red zone. You should not put it there. If your room have a deeper end, you should put your smoke on the deeper end in the ceiling. And every measurement we're taking from this video, it's from the edge of that object. If it's the vent, it's from the edge of the vent. It doesn't matter which side of the vent, as long as you're on the edge, you're good. And when I'm taking the measurement, when I'm saying like 10 feet out from the door, you should put your smoke detector. It's from the top of the door. Okay, it's 10 feet out from the top of the door. It doesn't matter which side of the door you are in, left or right, as long as you're on the top of the door, like this one right here. As long as you're on the top of the door over here, you would be good. All right, so I think that's about it. I think that's what I needed to point out. Then let's get to the video. All right, guys, we're gonna learn how to place your smoke detectors. We are downstairs. For every floor of the home, you should have a smoke detector for every floor of the home. Okay, there are a few rules that actually go for that. You can't just place smoke detector anywhere you like, because you will fail inspection if you do. That's why in this video, we're going to teach you where you can place them, how far away it should be away from vent. Okay, let's just get this started. All right, every first floor of your home, you should have a smoke detector. That's our first smoke detectors right here. Remember, your smoke detector, you should be 3 feet away from your vent. From your smoke detector, 3 feet away from your vent, 5 to 6 feet away from your fan, 6 feet away from your stove. This smoke detector is perfectly fine. Every first floor, every floor of your home, not every first floor, every floor of your home should have a smoke detector, and it should be on smoke and carbon monoxide. Okay, the room does not need to be. It can be any regular smoke detectors for your bedroom, like so. But every floor of your home, which is not a bedroom, should have one of these. Okay, so we're gonna go upstairs. We're gonna see what's going on up there. All right, as you can see, you can already see it. This is the second floor, so every floor of your house should have a smoke detector. If you had 3 floor on your house, first floor, second floor, third floor, all this floor would have a smoke detector. So in this case, we got another one right here. There you go. Carbon monoxide plus smoke for floor. As long as you get to a floor, it must be smoke and carbon monoxide. When you get to the bedroom, you can add a regular smoke. But if you want to add carbon monoxide to your entire house plus smoke detectors, you're perfectly fine. But it just costs a little bit more than this one right here. All right. When you come to a floor, as long as the floor have a bedroom and the floor, if there was a bedroom downstairs also, that smoke detector should be at least 10 feet. The furthest that smoke should be from that room should be 10 feet. That's what we have here. The furthest this smoke can be from the room is 10 feet. Remember, it's the furthest. That does not mean you got to take a distance of 10 feet all the time. You can work it. You can put it 10 feet. You can put it 9 feet, 8 feet, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. You can do that. That's the furthest it can be from the room. Okay. So you can't exceed to 10 feet. You can't do 11 feet. You will fail inspection. All right. Things to take note about the measurement. Two type of measurement that's opposite. Furthest away from the door. For example, you got 10 feet. Within 10 feet, that means you can lower the distance to be closer from the door. The closest you can put it from something means that you cannot go lower than that measurement they give you. For example, if you need to be 3 feet away from the vent, now you need to move away from the vent, okay? 3 feet, and you can do more than that 3 feet. You can't do 2.5 feet. It would be violating the boundaries of that vent. Okay, there's two different measurement. It's very opposite, and I hope you understand. If you guys understand it, please comment down comment down below. Okay, so there's two measurement. Whenever you're putting something, it can be a smoke, it can be receptacle for the home. You got to remember these two measurement. Furthest away from a door, if you got 10 feet, they tell you 10 feet away from a door means that from 1 to 10, you can choose any numbers in between you place your equipment. Now, if they said the closest you can put it from the door is 3 feet, that does not mean you can decrease a number, but you can increase a number. The further you can go away from that door, you are good. Quick tip so you won't be confused on the furthest and the closest. The furthest mean you can minus in between. For example, let's use my head and my shoulder here. Now, the furthest this pen can be from my head is to my shoulder. Okay, I can't pass that, but I can play in between. So pretty much I can minus the distance to be closer to my head because it's the furthest I can be, but closer would be fine. Now, step 2. If he said the closer you can be from me is by my shoulder right here. That means this pen cannot be any closer to me than to be by my shoulder. So the closer this pen should be, it's by my shoulder. But if it may, you can be a little further away, but you cannot be any closer. So when it be the closest you can increase on the distance to be away from something. And when you hear the furthest something should be, you can decrease on the distance to be closer to it. That's when you're adding plug. That's actually good to know. Don't ever exceed the distance. Like for example, if you have 10 feet to work, don't put it exactly 10 feet because sometimes the framers have made a mistake. They have to move a door 1 foot. Now you would be 11 feet away from it. Now you would be against code. So don't ever, if you don't need to, don't exceed it. If they said, don't put this smoke detector further away than 10 feet from this door, don't try to put it 10 feet exactly if you don't have to. If you have to, so you can actually cover a major area, go ahead and do so. But sometimes you take the risk to do it and something happened, they need to move something, and that causes that smoke detector or the receptacle plug, anything. Just keep it in mind, okay? The distance and stuff like that. Don't overdo it unless you have to. Let's get back to the video. So from this distance of the room, you can work your smoke. If there would be something big there, you can't place your smoke here. You can choose where you can place it. The reason why this smoke is in the center of this room right here, the electrician didn't want to put 2 smoke detectors out here. Pretty much one would be here and one would be there to cover for the 10 feet. But since placing this smoke detector right here would cover 10 feet this way, 10 feet this way, 10 feet that way, 10 feet this way. So they pretty much kill 4 birds and 1 stone. So pretty much this one smoke detector cover for all 4. And it's perfectly code compliant because this one smoke detector is not further away with all this bedroom. It's not 10 feet away with all this bedroom. I hope you guys understand what I mean, okay? But you guys can also go down the comment and find people that would actually give you probably another example. All right. Now let's hop inside the room to double check that. Now, when you get to a room, it's the same code we talked before. It must be 3 feet away from the vent. How you determine a room? A room, as long as you have a closet, you must add a smoke detector inside. As long as there's a closet, that means it's a place to sleep. Add a smoke detector. Don't add smoke detectors on your flex room and your dining room. You don't need it there. The smoke detector that already cover for that floor, already cover for dining room or your flex room. Okay? But if you want to add one in your flex room, you can, but it's not needed. So like we said to the rules before, it should be 5 to 6 feet away from your fan. And on this case, we do not have a fan. So they place it on the furthest corner of the room. Because usually the AC company and the entrance of the room, they have their AC vent, okay? Remember, like we said for downstairs, it should be 3 feet away from your vent. But your return, you can place your smoke detector as long as it's 3 feet away from the vent. Your return, you can place your smoke detector as long as it's not too close from it. And try your best to keep your smoke detector about like a foot away from the wall, okay? Because some homeowners sometimes add design on the side. You don't want your smoke detector blocking their path. So 1 foot away from the wall, it's a good rule of thumb to keep your smoke detector, okay? And also, your smoke detector should be 3 feet away from the bath. Any toilet, your smoke detector should be 3 feet away from the top of the door, 3 feet away from that, okay? Your measurement will start from the top of the door to the ceiling. As long as it reached the smoke 3 feet, you would have to move your smoke. We can learn a little bit more when we get to the master bedroom. So now, this is the master bedroom. Okay, you can place your smoke pretty much a whole place in this room because it's big enough. You can place your smoke in this corner if you want, but that will be too much wire to get there. Okay, you can place it there, which they did. You can also place it there. That would be too much wire also. So they place it there, 3 feet away from the vent, 5 to 6 feet away from the fan. Remember, the return, you're perfectly fine to place it there. As you can see, it's perfectly fine. The house has passed inspection. And then you gotta be 3 feet away from your bath. This is the master bath. So in this case, they are good. Remember, you don't need to use smoke and carbon dioxide for your bedroom. Your regular smoke would work fine. And I'm pretty sure that's about a wrap in this video. If I missed anything, please add it down the comment. Be polite and nice on the comment and be respectful with each other down the comment, okay? And if I miss anything, like I said, add it down the comment. Let me just take a little tour with you guys with the bedrooms. As you can see, another heads up again. You got to be 3 feet away from the vent, which it is, which it could be that way also. Too much wire for that side, but it's okay. Okay, 3 feet away from the vent, 5 to 6 feet away from this fan, and it could be placed right there also on the corner right here, okay, to save more wire. Because this is just a return, there is no problem placing your smoke close by the return, as long as you don't block their way to add their trim. Okay? So yes, there are a few places that even though you save a lot of wire on this one right here, because it already covered for all 4 bedroom, but there are a little bit of places I've seen that the electrician could add their smoke. Like this smoke in the master connected with this smoke. This smoke could have pushed closer to here, placed here, so you could connect with this one and the one in the master. But it's okay. They place it there. Sometime When an electrician places their smoke detectors far away, sometimes it's just because the AC company haven't get to the house. Usually the rough electrician usually get there first. They don't know where the AC's company gonna place their vent, so they place it where they know for sure the AC company will never place their vent, the furthest away from the door. Okay? So you guys have an idea. Now, this floor right here does not have a bedroom. Now let's say if this floor would have a bedroom, from every floor you would have to place one smoke detector right here. It would be this one. Let's say in this hall that would be a bedroom there. Would have to place a smoke detector in that hallway, and inside the bedroom you would have to place another smoke detector, because every bedroom should come with a smoke detector. Okay. Now someone might say, well, if I have this one here, why would I be putting another one there? Remember, a smoke detector should not be further than 10 feet away from a bedroom. That's why you would place one here. All right, guys, if you made it this far in the video, you're a fan. All right, I appreciate it. That's about it for the video. And I'll see you guys next time in the next one.